This is Michael Smith from the Guardian Liberty Voice speaking to Jonathan Everett. And you play who in Johnny Dynamo?
I play Jack Meredith. He's the production part of the Meredith, Motlow and Stein firm.
That's it. And you three in season one were the folks that were huge fans of the Johnny Dynamo actor and wanted to bring him back into the public eye. Is that correct?
That's correct. I'd say Jack was probably one of his biggest fans in season one, especially the first episode.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, in the very first one, you were like the biggest proponent of getting in touch with him and really going for it. So you're back again because you were there throughout season one in many varying different capacities. You're back now in season two. Let me just ask you, first of all, what was it like working with such heavy hitters as Terry Kiser and Tiny Lister?
Oh, it was a challenge at first. They had great joy too. I worked with Terry first, way back earlier this year. He came on probably, I think it was in February is when we started filming, and just being in the same room with him changed everybody's approach just a little bit, because none of us had worked with somebody who'd been in the business that long. But it forced us all to step up our game and kind of inspired us to try a little bit harder, to do things a little bit differently. It was an amazing pleasure to work with him. And then Tiny came on board later after we filmed The Accidental President. I actually got to work with him in that before working with him on Dynamo. And he's a little bit different in his style, but once again, just working with somebody that had that much experience was phenomenal. A little intimidating at first, I'll admit, but once we did a couple takes of our scene in The Accidental President, it got a little smoother, and I think I've stepped up a lot, and I know everybody else has, just from being around them.
That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. I know he had great words to say about working with all you folks. He really enjoyed the experience, and actually took a lot of pains to point out that working on a webisode or a web series is the same as working on any other project in Hollywood.
Oh yeah. It's a very similar process, which of course I didn't know from experience at the time. But now looking back at it, especially as we've grown and the production has just expanded and our crew is so much bigger now, it's very much like that. You're working 3 to 5 days a week on these episodes, just trying to generate them as quick as possible. You get scripts with turnaround that's much faster than when we did in season one, but it's so much fun.
It looks like an incredible amount of fun to work on. I love the direction that the show's taken. But before heading there, what was it like working with the massive, huge Tiny Lister?
It was intimidating to be that much shorter and smaller than somebody else in the scene. I'll say that. I don't have any that I can recall. I don't have any scenes in season two where my character in particular is face to face with him. But I was, like I said, on The Accidental President. That was my character comes up and we have a little bit of an interaction. And he's so big. I mean, he's larger than life, and metaphorically and physically, he's imposing. But he's a gentle giant. So it's after you've gotten used to the fact that he's just that big, you realize he's just a nice guy, he's an actor who just wants to do his job and have fun.
That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. I know when I interviewed him, he was such a lovely chap to talk to. You had to keep reminding yourself that he was this absolutely ginormous individual on the other end of the line. It was quite almost a dichotomy, really, in the fact that he was so friendly and so helpful and such a lovely guy to talk to. You had to really literally remind yourself that, this is a huge man that generally plays very imposing characters.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything else with season two right now? Is that all gone through post-production now and is just waiting to be uploaded? Any ADR or anything, to pick up to get it ready, or is it just basically waiting now for its premiere date?
As far as I am aware right now, we don't need to do any ADR. We're pretty close to coming out of audio editing. The cuts have been put together. So we should be done within the next week or two, and then we just have some time before release to make sure everything's in order, and that should come out a little bit later this fall.
Fantastic. So we haven't got an actual definitive date yet as when it's going to actually air on...
Yeah, no, nothing definitive yet, but we are shooting for sometime in this quarter. So
That's fantastic.
it should be out pretty soon.
Do we have any word back on whether there might be a season 3?
We're operating under the assumption that there will be a season 3.
Excellent.
We're too involved in this show to let it go without a fight. So I'm fairly certain there will be a season 3, and I'm just looking forward to what is going to happen in that. I have no idea where the story will go because Joe always surprises me with his writing.
That's what I've heard. And just speaking of Joe, I have gotten nothing but wild words of praise for the man. I actually spoke to him really, really briefly when I first was trying to get together with Terry Kiser. And he seems like a really lovely chap. But I understand he can really come up with some fantastic ideas and some directions to take things. What's it like working with the man on a day-to-day basis?
It's very interesting. There's a lot going on in his head at all times. See, he's always moving from one idea to the next really fast. So we'll be in the middle of a scene, and we're doing it one way, and all of a sudden, whoa, stop. I got an idea. Change this right now. Change that. Go back. Let's do this again. Change that. And something just incredible out of nowhere will always show up in the scene. So a lot of times what we actually perform is only about half of what was actually written in the script, because as he's seeing it unfold, his brain is thinking of new angles and new jokes and new darker overtones for the mood of the scene all at once. New actions. It's incredible to watch. That's
absolutely brilliant. I am really looking forward to the second season. Just from looking at the titles of the episodes, I was having a laugh with Terry Kiser over that. I think one's titled, "I Want That Skinny Skank Exterminated."
Sitting down with him when I was, because I helped put together the IMDb page.
Yeah.
And I came to him, I said, Joe, we had titles for some of these, we don't have titles for others. Can we just sit down today and just make a list of titles? And he just literally grabbed a small sheet of paper, I gave him a pen, and he just wrote them all down right there on the spot, and he hands it to me, and he goes, wait, picks it back for me, and then just took off one little phrase, because one episode had originally been a little bit longer title.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I want to mark this out, and it's so much better with that. It's just right there on the second.
That's just brilliant. I just love these. A dead horse in my bed this morning, which of course is one of the lines in the trailer, which I thought was quite funny as well.
Oh yeah. He loves those old monster movie references.
Yes, most definitely. What else are you working on besides Johnny Dynamo? What else have you got coming up? I know Joe and Terry and Tiny are all doing the Body Sculptor right now. Are you involved with that?
Yes, I've got a small role in the Body Sculptor that we're going to be filming sometime this November in one particular scene. It's kind of just a walk-on cameo role, but it's going to be fun. And I've been on set most days for it because I'm also participating in the proliferation of our social media for it.
Fantastic.
So I get to be there every step of the way, and it's a lot of fun.
So you're getting to wear numerous hats. In not only are you getting a chance to work as an actor, you're also getting a chance to do the social media, which is probably one of the most important things going on with any film nowadays.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I wear a lot of hats. I'm doing the social media. I'm doing acting. I'm doing acting in other projects. I've started doing some co-writing on a feature with an actress I know, and I'm possibly going to be doing some producing this next spring for another film with an actor I know. So I'm juggling a lot of things, trying to learn as much as I can about the industry from every angle.
That's fantastic. Just on a personal curiosity, YouTube to me is starting to turn into really the internet's version of television. Does that feel like that to you? Does it feel different from the way it started out?
It is to an extent. YouTube is a very particular marketplace for film and for video in general. But the attention span on YouTube is inherently built to be that 15 minutes or less for the most part. You'll rarely find videos beyond that. So
Yes.
with the launch of season 2, we're probably not going to utilize YouTube as our main distribution point in any way, because our episodes are going to a 30-minute format with a finale that's somewhere on the order of 45 minutes to an hour.
Right.
And which would, I'm sure we would get a lot of play on YouTube, but it's not the ideal platform for
Yes.
it. But YouTube is definitely growing and becoming one of the dominant video platforms out there. And it's social. That's the thing about YouTube, is it's social.
Yes.
Inherently.
Yes, definitely. But on terms of Johnny Dynamo being bigger episodes, are you thinking of doing something along the lines of, like, say, the Guild, where you work a deal with say, Microsoft or something, you get it set up on an Xbox for them?
We're working a bunch of different angles right now, trying to figure out which is exactly the best approach to take. So we've considered different partnerships, different platforms, possibly building our own platform. We've got a lot in the mix right now, but we haven't made a definite decision. But we will be doing that in the next few weeks, and then releasing those details when we've got them solid.
Fantastic. When you find out what's going on, please get in touch and let us know.
Oh, definitely. I'll do that.
Because if nothing else, I know I've been telling everyone I work with, all the other editors, that they need to be checking out the show, because I think it's brilliant and really enjoy it and cannot wait for season 2 to get started.
Well, I appreciate the praise. Yeah, we definitely enjoyed it. It was definitely a passion project at first that just kind of spiraled out of control in a very positive way, and it's become this huge thing now.
Fantastic. So, sort of like Topsy, just growed.
Yeah. Yeah, very much like that.
When you get your projects sorted out, please, again, let us know how you're getting on with those.
Oh, I will do that. I will definitely do that.
Fantastic stuff. Before concluding, really quickly, if I could just ask you to tell everyone to stop by and read the Guardian Liberty Voice.
Oh, yeah. Everybody check out Guardian Liberty Voice. It's a great platform for entertainment media and other forms of news. It's growing rapidly for a reason.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Jonathan Everett, for stopping by and having a chat with us today. And we will be seeing you soon in season 2 of Johnny Dynamo.
Thank you very much, Michael. You have a good one.
Thank you, Jonathan.